before we begin with the program. Thank you very much. I think we should be seated. If I could just quickly introduce myself. My name is Vusitemba Ndima from the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, Acting Director General. I've been assigned this responsibility of facilitating this program this morning, which is the launch of Heritage Month under the theme, celebrating the lives of our heroes and heroines who laid down their lives for our freedom. Now, without waste of time, I would then call upon the chairperson of the Freedom Park Heritage Institution, Dr. Pegilanga, to do the opening and welcoming remarks, and immediately after him, we will have the message of support from Ambassador and Dean of the African Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Mr. Andre Nzapayeke, who will then hand over to our Zambian High Commissioner, Her Excellency Mazuba Monze. Over to you, Chairperson of Freedom Park.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Acting DG of the Department of Arts and Culture, Mr. Vusitemba Ndima. Honorable Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Mr. Gayton Mackenzie. Honorable Minister of Defense and Ministry of and Military Veterans, Ms. Angie Mutsecha, Deputy Ministers of the Department of Defense, of the Ministry of Defense, General Bantu Holomisa, and Deputy Minister of Defense and Military Veterans, Mr. Richard Mukombi. The Dean of the African or Minister of MEC for Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation of the Free State Province, Ms. Zanele Sifuba. His Excellency, the Dean of the Africa Group of Heads of Missions, Ambassador Zapayege. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, we have a solid representation here from the Diplomatic Corps. We have representation of ambassadors of Zambia, Namibia, Eswatini, Mauritius, Australia, Guyana, Italy, Indonesia, Ukraine, Tanzania, Lithuania, Austria, Japan, Guinea, United Arab Emirates, Liberia, Netherlands, China, Cuba, Madagascar, Cote d'Ivoire, Jamaica, France, Germany, Bulgaria, Algeria, the Dominican Republic, South Sudan, Romania, Eritrea, Iran, Morocco. We also have Botswana. Also would like to greet the CEO of Freedom Park and the council members of Freedom Park who are here. And we have authors of the Living Treasures who are represented here, Mr. Tembinkosi Nkecho, Gogo Sophie Nosinki Mashlangu, Gogo Cheti Zulu, Makobela Maimani, Miriam September. I don't know why they are called Gogos, because they are very, very young. Yeah, people who produce this type of work remain young in the eyes of the nation. And so we welcome all of you to this event. We have veterans of the liberation struggle here, delegates from the Commission of the Khoisan Matters, represented by the chairperson, Professor Nico Adams, Botha, Deputy Chairperson, Mr. Douglas Bennett, Commissioners, Doctors Edna Lorraine van Harte, Dr. Nokwanda Nokubonga Mazibugo, and also the Secretary to the Chairperson, Mr. Freedom, Rifimanda Pandelani. We have a solid representation here. I should have mentioned that earlier, from the National Defense Force. There are generals who are here, who are also participating in this event. We have traditional leaders, spiritual leaders, and leaders of interfaith, of the interfaith community. Also welcoming Dr. Somato Dafikeni, Chairperson of the Public Service Commission, and fellow commissioners. Mr. Carlton Mukwevo, South African National Commission for UNESCO, Chairperson and CEOs of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and also the chairpersons and CEOs of the entities which fall under the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, who are here to support this event. Directors General from various government departments, SASCOC representatives, social cohesion advocates, sports ambassadors, the arts and culture community, government officials, representatives of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I will also stand by the protocol which is already declared. I apologize if I left anybody who I was supposed to acknowledge. It is my greatest honor to welcome all of you to this singular, most significant occasion in our year's calendar as we launch Heritage Month. First of all, I would like to thank the Minister, Mr. Gayton Mackenzie, for choosing Freedom Park as the venue for this event. The theme for Heritage Month this year is celebrating the lives of our heroes and heroines who laid down their lives for our freedom. It is fitting that this celebration is kick-started here at Freedom Park. It is in recognition of the significance of this place, which was envisioned by our founding father, Nelson Mandela, as a shrine to honor those who sacrificed their lives so that we today may be free. We have over 120,000 names of those who laid their lives fighting for freedom inscribed here on our wall of names at Freedom Park. A good number of those we honor are citizens of various countries who sacrificed their lives supporting our struggle against the apartheid regime. It is not for me here to give a speech, as we have a full program with eminent and distinguished speakers who are performing key leadership tasks in the various commemorative programs and initiatives we are launching today, which will be amplified during this Heritage Month of September. It is also auspicious that this celebration is taking place on the 30th anniversary of democracy in South Africa. Perhaps I should just mention what has become a key focal point for this month and the months ahead in terms of this celebration. The Department of Arts, Sports and Culture and the Department of Defense and military veterans, supported by a number of entities and task teams, has been actively engaged in efforts to repatriate the remains of struggle stalwarts and freedom fighters, which are scattered across the globe in order to bring closure and begin a process of healing for the families, which forms an indispensable basis for reconciliation, social cohesion, and nation building. Government, supported by various institutions of civil society represented here, has declared a firm and unwavering commitment to seeing to it that the heroes of our struggle are fittingly honored and their dignity restored. A lot of work has gone into this. You will hear about initiatives to bring already this month remains of fallen heroes from Zambia and Zimbabwe. This is going to take place this month, and details will be explained. It is, though, unfortunately, a reality we will be facing, or we are facing, that much as extensive and painstaking work and research has been conducted to find the location of the remains of all those who perished in foreign lands, some of the location of some of the graves remains unknown. And that is why this project also incorporates an approach of spiritual repatriation. The traditional leadership, spiritual leaders, and the interfaith community play a vital role in helping to bring about some form of closure for families. Freedom Park has been actively providing a platform for some of these initiatives towards spiritual healing. So, because we believe symbolism plays an important part in recognition of the heroes that departed fighting for our freedom. During the program today, more details will be given on what concretely is being done in this regard. This we owe to our future generations. It is in this context that we appreciate the Living Treasures initiative that seeks to preserve our liberation heritage and legacy through publications. We would like to express our appreciation also to the solid representation of the Khoisan communities here today. I would like to thank all of you for coming here, and I hope that by the end of today's program, you will be spiritually fulfilled and even more inspired and appreciative of the ongoing efforts by government to preserve a lasting memory of those who fought for our liberation. In conclusion, I would like to say to all of those who haven't been here on the grounds of Freedom Park that we would like to welcome you and your families to come here and appreciate and evaluate what Freedom Park has to offer in terms of preserving the liberation heritage of our country, because that's the only way that we can move forward as a nation. And in conclusion, again, I would like to thank our principals here, Minister Gaten Mackenzie and Minister Angie Motshekga for raising the status of this celebration by their presence and also that of the deputy ministers. Thank you very much, and again, welcome to Freedom Park, welcome to this celebration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Langa. I know that much of your time, of course, you had to acknowledge everyone here. And also, without any further waste of time, I will then call upon the Ambassador and Dean of the African Diplomatic Corps to then just say a few words. And I just want to also indicate to the speakers before Minister Motshekga that the plan really is for her to leave by 11:20 because of another very important duty call that she has to respect. Thank you. Over to you.
Good morning. Are you still sleeping? Program Director, Excellency Ministers, the leadership of Freedom Park, ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues, ambassadors who came in large numbers to support this event. I'm speaking here on behalf of my colleagues, African ambassadors. We have a large group of African ambassadors in this country, about 51 present represented in this country, and it is our duty in a context like this to be with you. Excellency, Minister of Sport, Art and Culture, I would like to express to you our deep feeling and support for this event. This is an exceptional event, very, very important one. In my village, it always say that yes, the future is ahead of us, but we should not forget where we come from, our past. And if we forget our past, we know that our future will not be clear enough. We will not be, we will not have the necessary tools to go through the difficulties ahead. It's very important to remind that we remember yesterday, that we remember those who have shed their blood for the freedom we are enjoying today. The freedom we are enjoying today that gives opportunity to us to live peacefully. And I would like to commend South Africa for the 30 years of peace in this country. The conditions were all necessary for war, civil war, big trouble in this country. But South Africa has been able to go through all changes in a peaceful situation. And for this, I think a big round of applause is necessary. This country has shown very great example to many African countries, and it is a way that we need to take. Having this event in this venue is also very moving. This venue that offers to us the opportunity to reflect on who we are. Where do we come from? In this venue, we can go through decades of African history. And always, as the leadership of the Freedom Park knows, and many of my colleagues, we are key supporters, fans of this place, and really we congratulate you for the great work you are doing. This event, Excellency, reminds us also what it means, the word African solidarity. How the continent, the entire continent, stood up as one to say no to apartheid. How the entire continent decided that without a free South Africa, Africa will never be free. This is the action you're going to take to bring back those who has fallen in different countries of Africa is an exceptional event that we really should be by your side, Excellency, till the end, and we will continue being by your side. And I would like to also, on behalf of my colleagues, to congratulate you for being appointed as Minister of Sport, Art and Culture, and Excellency, Minister of Defense, for being reappointed from Education to Defense. And we would like also to congratulate the GNU for all the great measures it's taking. And I would like to be very short and just tell you, go ahead, Forza, as they say in soccer, Excellency, Forza, Excellency, and continue doing the good job you are doing. And I think this is also a message to many of our African countries, because colonialism has scattered us, has brought us to a level that our mind, that we forgot our history, we forgot ourselves. I'm calling the Ambassador High Commissioner of Zambia, just arrived, so she will take from me soon. And we are happy that this initiative is taking place and that is starting in Zambia and Zimbabwe, and to go further to other countries, because even in my country, own country, the Central African Republic, we have also had the Minister of Defense knows it very well, brave sons of and daughters of South Africa, who has also been shed their blood for our freedom in that country. So I wish you all the best, and once again, we are with you, Excellency.
Thank you very much, Dean. We will allow the ambassador to share the message of support, but thank you very much. I'm just trying to manage the time. So we need to be flexible so that I can allow Honorable Motseka to then take the floor. I think that we are right on time, Minister, in terms of, and we will then just be flexible with protocol. Thank you very much. Honorable Motseka, you can take the floor.
No, thank you very much, Program Director. Let me acknowledge my colleague, Minister Mackenzie, my colleagues, the two deputy ministers from the Department of Defense, and again acknowledge our ambassador, which were our second homes as the ANC during difficult times. Acknowledge my colleague from the Free State for blessing us. Thank you very much. Program Director, mine is ready to give remarks. The main speech will come from the Minister. But I also want to start off by thanking all those people and acknowledge all those people who paid the last price, their lives and limb for our freedom. This is indeed a very happy day, but also a very difficult day of reflection, reminding ourselves from where we come from, but also thanking them for where we are today. We will be interacting with families, and again, we know it's a very difficult time for them. Some of the parents are old, and at least we think with this program led by the Minister of Arts, Sports and Culture, we will enable them to find closure, but we'll also be able to reflect on those that don't even have graves. We're aware of some of our members from liberation movements, some of them banned at flag plus, so there's no grave to give. Some of them thrown to crocodiles, no grave to account for. And some of them perished in the fields, were not able to get their bodies. But to those families that we have been able to bring their children, we're very grateful for. But also appreciate, Minister, that you did dare to take this program with the vigor and enthusiasm it deserves, because it really deserves a lot, and we're very happy that we're here. Because if we recall in 2020, the President did announce the intention to repatriate 3 deceased leaders at the time, and now we're repatriating 39, which, as I say, for me, it's a very heroic and good move. The President mentioned the name of Tumanokwe, who was one of the Secretary General of the ANC. And today we were shown, I thought it's 63 years after, 47 years. In his grave, as they were repatriating him, they found the ANC scarf, black, green, and gold, bound around him. So those are some of the great things that come with this program. As a Women's League, we always held Florence Posho as one of our greatest leaders. Again, we're very happy as women that her remains are going to be repatriated. And the list is long, I have it here, but the President had mentioned Tumanokwe, he'll be coming, Florence Maposho will be coming, and also Basil February. And I know also from the PAC, they'll be repatriating their former president. Again, for me, it's a moment of honor, and we're very grateful that we have this opportunity, and we can reflect on the past that we come from. As a Department of Military Veterans, in the portfolio of Defense and Military Veterans, our ministry working with Department of Arts, Sports and Culture working together to make sure that indeed we follow all the necessary protocols. And want to say upfront, Minister, if we've jumped any, communities and families should guide us. Because as African people, there's a whole protracted process around burying. That's why sometimes we take a week, we take a month, because we have to go through a number of processes. As a side, Minister Mackenzie, Dr. Ramokgopa has a cousin sister's married to a person from London, and when they lost their father, then he came to the burial, and then the family was asking him, it's a white family, what should we expect from the process? And our son-in-law said, they'll be coming every day, eating, drinking tea, crying, and laughing for the whole week. And on Saturday, the whole village comes, they slaughter beasts and animals, and the Queen's I was so disgusted to say, we possibly had not even educated our son-in-law to say, for us, burials are a process. And I was happy when Minister said, even in areas where we're not able to retrieve our bodies, but where we know their souls have been departed, we'll go and fetch them. We do believe that we can fetch a spirit without a body. So we'll go and fetch those spirits wherever we find them. And that's one of the programs. So as Department of Defense, we'll continue, because it's part of our mandate. We have a branch in that area, and very happy that we have also great partnership with DASRAC to make sure that ourselves as a Department of Veterans, because some of the commanders of these young people are still alive, that we'll be able to identify correctly, identify the families, and make sure that even the families are being assisted to deal with this very difficult situation where they have, again, to confront the losses that they would have experienced years back, but also experience of not having closure. And I'm glad with the program that the Minister also will be rolling out, that we will be moving to other countries, because even yesterday in Cabinet, they were asking us, what about the other remains in Angola? And we had to assure them that we'll go for the remains as group wherever they are. In Angola, we have a full site of our veterans or our soldiers who perished there. We have graves in anywhere you go. We have graves in Uganda, we have graves in Tanzania in particular. At Somafco, it's a whole place where Osolon Mahlangu are lying there, or their graves are there, and their messages are there. So there is a program to do that, and on our part, because we do believe in matters of heritage and memorialization. Because these people are our heritage, we're where we are because of them, but we also have to memorialize them for our children to understand how we got here. And I'm very grateful, Ambassador, that we had yourself from Zambia being the one who gives a message of support on behalf of the African countries, which were second homes for liberation movements. But also, I'm told lots of ambassadors are here, Zambia, Zimbabwe also, which had been homes for our soldiers. Botswana, for instance, we have graves there that we had to repatriate, Lesotho, Swaziland, all over the continent. So for me, Minister, it's a very somber moment because it really opened wounds and tell us where we come from. As I say, wounds about graves which we will not even be able to get because those people were swallowed, were thrown into rivers infested with crocodiles. Some of them were burned alive in flag plus, so we won't find their graves. But this moment was saying to all of them, may their soul rest in peace, and our children not forget where we come from. And with all the difficulties we have, remember that as Africans, we stood together at a very difficult time when it was not easy. And it is time for us, again, to remind each other to say, indeed, we're not singing for nothing to say we'll overcome, and we'll continue to overcome our problems of poverty, of unemployment, of violence, and again, working together as fellow Africans, we will indeed overcome. I want to thank you very much, and thank you very much, Minister, for giving us the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for those words. And thank you also for allowing that flexibility in terms of the program. I would therefore request that our ambassador from Zambia come and give us a message of support. And immediately after that, we would request the paying of tribute to heroes and heroines by the representative of military veterans. Over to you, Your Excellency.
Before I would begin my official remarks, Honorable Minister and the esteemed panel in front of me, I am known to always say this because events such as this play a very deep and powerful remembrance to what Zambia went through, because we were of an age, some of us, to experience what our comrades and our brothers and sisters of South Africa went through. So a day such as this is very poignant for us as Zambians. Zambia and South Africa, we've always been one, and we shall continue to be one. So even in events such as this, as bringing our beloved fallen heroes, we stand with you because it is part of Zambia's history and heritage as well. Honorable Gayton Mackenzie, Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture of the Republic of South Africa. The representative from the Department of Military Veterans, the representative from the South African Heritage Resource Agency, senior officials from the government of the Republic of South Africa. May I simply write on all protocols already observed. Their Excellencies, the ambassadors and high commissioners, accredited to the Republic of South Africa and other members of the diplomatic corps, members of the press, my beloved brothers and sisters of South Africa. We are most honored and gratified to be part of the launch of the 2024 National Heritage Month program being held today here at Freedom Park Heritage Site and Museum. This in itself is very significant and befitting, as the Freedom Park as a cultural institution is also dedicated to chronicling and honoring the many struggle stalwarts who contributed to South Africa's liberation. As this year's National Heritage Month is being launched under the theme, celebrating the lives of our heroes and heroines who laid down their lives for our freedom. This indeed shines a spotlight on the critical role played by the selfless struggle heroes and heroines who sacrificed their lives for liberation. On behalf of the government of the Republic of Zambia, we would like to highly commend the government of the Republic of South Africa for putting this poignant event together. We are also extremely humbled to have collaborated with our brothers and sisters from South Africa in undertaking the repatriation process of the freedom fighters buried in Zambia, which is also a key aspect of the National Heritage Month. As we may all be aware, Zambia and South Africa share an intertwined history dating back to the days of apartheid and even before apartheid. I believe I have South African blood because my great-grandmother was from South Africa. Zambia was a host to several exiled leaders of the liberation struggle, who include Oliver Tambo, former Presidents Thabo Mbeki, and Jacob Zuma, among many other struggle icons. We also continue to nurture these cordial bilateral relations which stretch across several fields of cooperation. In that regard, we certainly do not take efforts such as these for granted, because not only do they serve to remind us of the difficult journey that was taken by those before us to ensure that we have the freedom we enjoy today. But it also goes a long way for posterity, for future generations to always remember what it took for us to get here and to never take that for granted. With these few words, I would like to wish you the very best as you launch this very auspicious National Heritage Month. May God bless you all, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the message of support. And I must say that the support that we received some years ago, we also witnessed the same kind of support as we in Lusaka over the weekend, as we met with different government departments to assist us with permits so that the team that is there to exhume the graves, we got full support, and thank you very much. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Bobo Pemba, MKLWV, National Politics Commission, to come and pay tribute to the fallen heroes and heroines. Immediately after that, I would request Gaddafi, I'll change the program to kind of usher in our Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bonakele Pemba. I am the National Political Commissar of Umkhonto weSizwe Liberation War Veterans. And I take this opportunity to represent all military veterans in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, ministers of our Government of National Unity, deputy ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, this is an important occasion. As the previous speakers have said, it is emotional. It is that very big English word I struggle to pronounce, poignant, but also a representation of who we are as the African continent. Some of us believe that the path traversed by Africa in the last 50 years or so demonstrates beyond reasonable doubt that Africa indeed will be free. The sacrifices made by many great heroes and heroines is true testimony that this century, the 21st century, certainly belongs to Africa. And South Africans have made their contribution to the liberation of the continent. So, Minister Mackenzie, we are pleased that we have chosen this particular venue to launch this very important Heritage Month, because this venue is a manifestation of what true freedom is about, because it not only represents sacrifices that were made by South Africans, it encompasses struggles and sacrifices that were made by global anti-apartheid movements across various continents. I particularly want to single out the sacrifices made by members of Umkhonto weSizwe. I don't mean the other thing, I mean the real Umkhonto weSizwe. I wish to salute those comrades, because we are where we are today largely because of the sacrifices that they've made. And it is an honor for us as representatives of Umkhonto weSizwe Liberation War veterans to stand here ready to welcome our fallen heroes and heroines. I want to take this opportunity to share something which I think is important, Minister of Defense. We are working with AXA to go and salute our former Commander-in-Chief, President Oliver Tambo, on his birthday this year at the OR Tambo International Airport, because we think it's a befitting ceremony. So on the 27th of October, Umkhonto weSizwe Liberation War veterans will be at the OR Tambo International Airport to salute President Oliver Tambo, a fine gentleman, a great leader who had the ability to see beyond. I think all of us know who Oliver Tambo was. He was amongst the finest Africans, and we want to take this opportunity to go and salute him. As I conclude, Chair, this moment a historic moment for all of us, will definitely be a moment that all of us will cherish. We are particularly humbled because many, many families have been yearning to see their loved ones. And now that, and I dare say this, that the government of national unity is making an important step to demonstrate that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. And that, in fact, it is the collective responsibility of all South Africans and Africans alike to ensure that we cherish our freedom and that all our people who live in this country have a responsibility to ensure that our country remains an African country and that, indeed, this 21st century, Africa will be free. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Commissar, for those inputs. Very befitting inputs indeed, because it was necessary that we get these oral testimonies from those who were at the forefront of the struggle. So we are really happy that you were able to come and share this with us. So without any waste of time, I would therefore request Gaddafi the poet to usher in the minister. Honorable Minister, I'm not going to come back, but going to be ushered in by Gaddafi the poet.
Setjo, bogologolo, bogabo, setjo, bogologolo, bogabo, setjo, bogologolo, bogabo, bogasegagesho, kere, ntumeleng, kereteng, dikwangkwetla, ntumeleng, kereteng, bao ba lwetšego tokologo ke re wena mmamosadi wa mo Afrika yo a tshwarago thipa ka bogaleng mabogo a gagwe a lwe o sa le sesetsana o se maaka sa motho o letše teng dinku tša hlaba mogoši ka go thia kgošigadi magoši a hlaba megolokwane le kgono ke ikgantšha ka bonna le bonna bja ka ge o ile wa mpha monyetla go tšweletša le go phatlalatša peu ya popelo ya gago. When dawn comes, a story of Africa would have already been told. Words will rise with the morning sun, embracing the existence of human beings, enlightening Africans about Africa. People shall harvest fresh, fully fleshed fruits produced by God's creation, and men shall hunt and provide for their families, while women prepare meals for their children and teach them how to recite poetry in their mother tongue. Identity lost its meaning. Black men, who are you? Tradition and culture faded. Religion, on the other hand, it is manipulated. Beauty is paraded. Unity, harmony, and peace are overrated. My Africa is divided. Mother Nature, we need your guidance. For your people survive on minorities' dependence. Reclaim your oneness and occupy your land. Let the skin enjoy the genuineness of the African sand. Let our bare hands work day in and day out, cultivating the beauty of our land. Let's unchain our minds by removing borders that separate from us, from our families and friends. The rain summoned by the Queen resembles tears that waters the seeds to feed those who are in need. We bleed and grieve for those who paved the way for us to see a united Africa living together in peace. United, we can mentor and breed a generation that leads, for tomorrow belongs to those who read. No one individual can achieve the African dream. It takes the elders' wisdom and the youth's energy to realize and win. From Cape to Cairo, howling from the mountain top, commemorating the queens and the kings that pioneered the great Africa that we see. Our heroes and heroines, those that paved their way, those that put their lives to free our nation. Long live the spirit of Nelson Mandela, long live. Long live the spirit of Mama Winnie Mandela, long live. Long live the spirit of Chris Hani, long live. Long live the spirit of Sobukwe, long live. Kere Africa Borwa, ke ke gae ntumeleng ke re thobela ndimacheroni abusheni sanibonani pula.
Good morning, everyone. You know, today is a sad day, it's a happy day, it's an emotional day, it's a day of reflection. So all these emotions are what we are all experiencing, but let us be grateful first for Minister Angie Motshekga. You know, many don't know, but when we were appointed as ministers, the new ministers, we said like, hey, there's so many protocols. How these people, there's so many things we need to learn. And we don't think these ones are going to teach us. Because these new ministers, they're old ministers. And I smiled. They say, Minister Mackenzie, why are you smiling? I said, because Mom Angie is there. I don't know about you, but I know she's going to teach me where I don't know. So, Mom Angie, you know, I love you, Minister, and thank you for what you've already taught me, and you do it in such a respectful way. You are truly a mother, and we learn from you just by looking at you sometimes, how you conduct yourselves in the meetings. The other day, I was very hungry in the cabinet meeting. But just as I wanted to take food, they said we should go in. And as we were going in, Deputy Minister General Bantu Olomisa, I was hungry. And I didn't know, I was hoping the meeting will finish early so I can go out and eat. And I saw Minister Motshekga standing up and going to get some tea and one cake. I was never so happy. I said, all right, if she does it, then it's allowed. So I stood up. I went to go get 6 cakes and with my coffee. So it's a great honor to have Honorable Motshekga here. General Bantu Olomisa, Deputy Minister, has not worked out. I sat next to him many times. He has not worked out that I don't understand a single word of Xhosa. And I'm too scared to tell him I don't understand Xhosa, because he will then give me a lecture of why, and I must answer why. And he has never spoken to me in any other language. All I say is, yeah, yeah. I want Deputy Minister Richard Hlophe, thanks for being here. And thanks when you speak to me, Deputy Minister, that you speak English. I appreciate that. Thank you. MEC Zanele, you are always supportive of all the programs of government. And it's always an honor for me to see you being here. Thank you very much. The chairperson of Freedom Park, Dr. Becky Langa, thank you for those words. I would also like to thank the chairperson of the Real Umkhonto Wesizwe because I was a bit confused which one is he talking about. I would also like to thank the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps for those powerful words. Thank you for your words and the manner that you have shared and that you have taught us. Thank you very much. Then I want to thank the MC, the program director, You know, things have changed so much. There was a time when I was in jail, but before I went to jail, people were called MCs. When I came out of jail, people are called program directors. So, to the to the acting DG, Mr. Ndima, thank you for leading us. And I will come to the ambassador of Zambia. But I would like to look at and appreciate everybody that's here. And I want us to give a specific hand of applause to all the women that are dressed so fine here today. You know, you bring color, and if you don't clap, then you are jealous. Chairperson, I've not seen you clap. You know, from the minister right through to the woman here, you bring color to this event that's so set. And you've taken time. You know, we men, it's very obvious, we just put on whatever you find along the way. And I want to thank the women for that. All the ambassadors that are here, I want to thank you. You are true friends of our country. Because it's not the first time. You are not only here on a diplomatic assignment, but you are always involved in things that are important to us. You know, for me, the numerous events that I've attended, I always see the same ambassadors being present. And I see them here today. So to every ambassador that's here, from the bottom of my heart and from the Government of National Unity, we appreciate you and we hope that you can remain ambassadors for the next 50 years in our country. I would like to welcome the families of the fallen heroes. I would like to welcome everybody that took the time to be here today. I even want to welcome the media that are here today. And we, as the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, has been tasked with national days and important days in our calendar, in our national calendar. And we've declared this month, Heritage Month, as the month of heroes and heroines. It is not only this month where we're going to honor them. We are launching it this month, and it will end until the last fallen soldier is back on South African soil. And it's not stopping, it is only beginning. And as a new minister, the first thing you do in your spare time, my friends don't understand this, my family don't understand this. The president called me last week and he asked me, Minister, how are you holding up? I said, President, do you want the diplomatic answer or do you want the answer I will give at home when you are very far? He says, give me the answer when I'm very far, General. I said, number one, I've underestimated the volume of work that ministers are tasked with. I've underestimated that. Ministers have a lot of work. For me, sometimes not to answer my phone for 13 hours, not to be on Twitter, Facebook, social media, not because I don't want to, but because of the volume of work. I said, and secondly, President, I want to retract something I said previously. He said, what's that? I said, I used to say these ministers get paid for nothing and they get paid a whole lot of money. Today, I want to admit that ministers are really underpaid at looking at the work. Esteemed guests, I want to start by honoring in his absence our President, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. Because in 2020, as the esteemed minister has mentioned, he made a commitment. Now, as a minister, I don't care which party you are from. We are serving at the behest of President Ramaphosa. Some of us, maybe we would like to act that we've appointed ourselves or the voters appointed us. There are people with more votes than the party I belong to, and they are not here. I am here because the president deemed it fit and proper to appoint me. So we were in Ekurhuleni, and there was a song that was saying, a Sotho song. Generally, if you want to talk Sotho to me. The song was, Re o rata kaofela Ramaphosa. Hey, we were in trouble. The ones that are not from the ANC. Me, I was standing up and I was singing, Re o rata kaofela. I was singing. And one person next to me said, but you are not from the ANC. Why are you saying? I said, I am appreciating. I said, you see, when you're in those blue lights and you're not stuck in traffic, remember who appointed you. I am remembering. So I was singing for the privilege of serving South Africa. And I was singing the loudest, Re o rata kaofela. And my friend called me, he says, I saw you singing Re o rata kaofela. I said, where are you now? No, I'm coming from Pretoria. I said to him, no, what's wrong if I sing that? He says, no, but you can't be singing, you love Ramaphosa. I said, but I love him now. He says, no, man, you can't. I said, no, I don't blame you. The frustration of traffic, I know it's getting to you. Ladies and gentlemen, on a more serious note, I wanted to bring some laughter and clear the air because we are celebrating heroes here today. You know, when President Cyril Ramaphosa said in 2020 that he would like to see all the fallen heroes be returned to South African soil. I read that and I took that instruction very seriously because I was not there. So I read, what is it that my principal expects of me as a minister? I walked in my office in my first meeting with Mr. Ndima. I said, please tell me about our veterans that died, our heroes that died on foreign soil, And he gave me the most poignant, I heard the previous speaker said he has a problem with that word. I thought he's going to say nonzeka, datzeka. The most poignant examples of our heroes in foreign land. And I said to him, why has it not been done? He said, it cost a lot, Minister. I said, you see, the highest cost any individual can pay is with his life. There's no higher cost than paying with your life. So as the minister, I'm not going to be told it's expensive. I don't care how much it costs, but they must come home because I understand the pain of dying without knowing what happened to your loved ones. My mother died, I said it during the budget speech, before they could find her brother. It's a pain that never leaves you. You walk in the house, you find your mom crying, you say, Mom, what's wrong? And she says, no, it's okay, my child. And you start to learn that your mother is crying because her brothers has died. She don't know whether they're alive. So for me as the minister, I saw it as a God-given, as they say, incident for God to speak to the president, to give me this specific portfolio, where what my mother's pain was, to make sure that other mothers don't go through the same pain that my mother has gone through. So I'm here today to thank the president first. And I also want to say, as Minister Motshekga has, when she taught me the whole process and briefed me, she said something. She said, you must be very careful. You are dealing here with a very sensitive matter. You are dealing with families that are hurt, that are broken, that has been disappointed. So in your dealings with them, always remember who you're dealing with. And your behavior should be that of an understanding minister. And I want to assure the families, I want to make a promise here today that your loved ones shall follow. We will not rest. My term as Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture shall be overshadowed with finding our veterans and returning them to South Africa, no matter the cost. I went to Russia on holiday with my kids many years ago, and I saw a flame, General, and I asked, what is this flame? A monument. They said it's a flame, it's a monument for all those soldiers that is in unmarked graves, that we don't know their names. The ones that the Minister Motshekga was speaking about that was burned at Vlakplaas, that was thrown to crocodiles. I promise you today that next year we shall have a monument and a flame even for them under my leadership as the minister. So to the prayer warriors, please pray that I should remain here and not be reshuffled until after I've done that promise. So immediately after the flame, you can release then I can go. The heroes, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Russia, Angola, Nigeria, all these countries, Ambassador, when our people had nowhere to go, you opened your doors for them. When there was nowhere, you open your doors for them. All these countries with our fallen heroes, you open the doors for our people in South Africa. But you did that at great risk to your own country. Some of your countrymen died in the process of opening the doors for our soldiers. Some of them paid the price because they opened the doors for South Africans. And that's something that we should never forget. But that's also something that we should speak about. And we will be very dishonest. We will be very dishonest. And I have no intention of being dishonest here today if I don't acknowledge the role that your countries has played in opening the doors for our people and hosting them and looking after them and caring for them and giving them medicine and giving them shelter. You have done that. But I shall also be very dishonest. We are being accused of being xenophobic. No, we are not. This morning I was in a plane with a gentleman from Zimbabwe. He lives in South Africa and is giving jobs to 24 South Africans in his company. And I said to him, and he said, hey, I was scared to take a picture with you. To ask for a picture, I said, why? He said, I thought you were going to say Abahambe. I said to him, are you here legally? He says, yes. And that's when he told me the story about the jobs. So we need your help. South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Angola, Tanzania, Egypt, we are brothers. We are children of Mother Africa. And every person is welcome from Zambia, from Zimbabwe. All we are asking you is to help us, because with the people that's contributing to our country, there are 3 or 4 or 5 that comes here illegally to do illegal things. We have a crisis in our country that we are also calling on yourselves to assist us, because people that are suffering are good Zimbabweans, good Zambians that are coming here to do business, that are coming here to contribute positively. And then you get some that are coming here from Nigeria, from other countries to sell drugs to our children. And it will be dishonest if we are not talking about that. So we don't have the right to say we don't want Zimbabweans here. We don't have the right to say we don't want Nigerians here. We do not have the right to say we don't want people from Tanzania here. We have no such a right to say people from Lesotho should not be here. But we must emphasize the fact that we have a border and we have laws in this country that needs to be followed. And they should come through the law and they will feel the South African hospitality that you are going to feel today here with us today. I want to thank Zambia and Zimbabwe for your efficiency. My first task as a minister was to bring back our heroes. But your efficiency, as your country's efficiency, shocked me and inspired me. I said, if the Zambians are so quick and the Zimbabweans, we must be quicker. And to my team in the office, I know I've been a slave driver. And I've used the Zimbabweans and the Zambians to say, those people are so fast, our brothers that side and our sisters. Let's be faster. And indeed, you know, the office team, and this would not have been possible, Minister, without your people, without the willingness, even where we didn't really follow the correct process. Your people taught us the correct process, General, to say, you know, to being a general is just like that. Yes. General, I was dating a girl many years ago. Her father was a general. The first day when I arrived at the house, I was shocked how he speaks to the kids. Bring me salt. Bring me water. Switch off the TV. Neat. Like the general, 100%. So, you mustn't pray for Mom Angie not to be reshuffled. She obviously she's a senior minister. They will take her to one of the senior posts. But if they want to remove her there, because she always speaks to me in such a good voice, I don't want her to say, Kaiten, come here now. And she's going there. With a deputy like that, I don't trust him. She's going there. You must watch a deputy. I would like to say to the families, the process is difficult for you. The process is extremely difficult. But I want to thank you on behalf of every South African. I want to thank the families that are not here. And you know, when I heard, I'm not a member of the African National Congress, but I got emotional when I heard that Duma Nokwe was found with a scarf of the ANC. For me, my advice to every member of South Africa, and particularly the ruling party, the majority party, ruling the GNU, I want to say to you, reflect. Let that scarf be a sign of deep reflection. That your Nobala, your Secretary General, and this is not a lecture, this is just a partner. We are together there by the GNU. Just telling you, use this as deep reflection that a man that led your organization as the Secretary General was found with the flag of your organization around his neck. Those that understand will understand. Those that don't understand, you are going to be a problem very soon for your party. Then it was spoken, there's a journalist, and he's here. I said I will answer you inside, so I want to keep to my promise. The journalist was telling me, how much does the whole thing gonna cost? I said to him, we met, do you remember when at the previous event, he says, yes, I was there, another event before I was a minister, I was still a party in opposition, a member of a party vying for government power. And he was there when the previous minister, Minister Lamula, was explaining something. The very same journalist that was there, the journalist that asked me today, how much is it going to cost? I said, just wait till I get to the mic. So I'm at the mic now. When Minister Lamula, where we met the first time, at his press conference, he was talking about bringing back the Guptas from Dubai. You never stood up there and asked, how much is it going to cost? But today you have the guts to come and ask, how much is it costing to bring our heroes? The problem is, I am not this minister that's intimidated by the media. I'm not used to nice media. So I'm saying to you today, no, this government don't have the type of money it would cost to really bring our veterans. Because if I have to put it in, I'll put it on 100 trillion, the worth of bringing one body here. Our people died. Our leaders died. The freedom that you are having today and that I am having is because of the blood that was spilled by these people that we are honoring. And this is only the beginning. You heard the ministers praised me when she said, we said we'll bring 3 at a time. Because Mackenzie is now there. And me, you know, Ekbaizani. And we brought 40. And we're bringing more. When we go to Angola, I've set a new target, Minister, of 150. Must be brought back. Because time waits for no one. Our heroes must come and rest, and they must come and rest properly. In conclusion, for the ambassadors, I have a special message to you. President Macron invited, because I spoke to the French ambassador. President Macron, the French ambassador is here. President Macron invited President Ramaphosa to functions in Paris. President Ramaphosa then said he shall be represented by the Honorable Gayton Mackenzie. Now you hear yesterday in Parliament there was a fight. They called me a bandit. I said, I can't get angry. People say, Mamtek, why don't you get angry? I said, in life, you must always consider the source. Who's speaking before you react? If His Excellency, the first citizen, Matamela, Sir, Erimuratan Kaufela, Ramaphosa, is calling me, speaking to his equal in France, that and seeing me worthy of saying, I'm sending honorable. How can I worry about people that's going through a serious divorce in the Progressive Alliance? When they say the revolution will eat its children, they're talking about that arrangement that they are having there. South Africans, I got to Paris when I got to the door, because now my chief of staff said we'll send the email that you are coming. Because I'm old school, I said, make me a copy. I kept it here. Because if there's one hater there that didn't want me to enter, I must take out ambassador. So I took out, when I got there, they say, Honorable? I said, yes. Walk in. People were complaining about the rain. It was raining. 6 hours straight, raining. Me, I'm just like this. I don't talk, I smile. Because I'm happy. They say Mackenzie is so excited to be a minister. Hey, I'm very excited. You are not lying. I am the most excited. If you've sat in a prison cell one day and God transformed your life the way God has touched me, and God put me through my mother's prayers on a certain point, how can I be sad? I'm very excited. Even my children, they got a raise when I was appointed. I'm so excited. I said, don't worry about the salary. I'm here. You can use the salary. I'm just happy to be here. Because we live in the greatest country in the world. South Africans in the greatest continent. South Africans, let me tell you, and Africans, don't underestimate where you are born. We live on a great continent, and we as South Africans, we're part of a great part of the continent. And to the ambassadors, I know you are being asked this question. Because when I was invited in Paris, my friend says, Paris, I said, Paris. Because I heard when I got there, it's not Paris, it's Paris. So when you say, well, you're going to Paris, I don't answer. Don't know where that is. You must say Paris. So when I got to Paris, I get invited to all these important events. But I've made friends now with the sports ministers on the continent. But they are not being invited. I see the sports minister of Azerbaijan, the sports minister of this country. We are always together, but these important events, they are not being invited, but I am invited. And then I realized, I first thought it's because these people think intellectually I can share some knowledge. I realized very quickly, Minister Mutsek, the only reason why I get invited to these things was because they want to hear, they are curious about the government of national unity. That is the reason why I was invited. So I want to tell all the ambassadors that are here. You've probably heard that there are lots of stories about the GNU. How long is it going to last? They're saying the GNU is not going to last. So you have the GNU, you have the Progressive Caucus. These two, this Progressive Caucus on my left-hand side says, we are not going to last. They that said we are not going to last are going to divorce at the moment. They are taking each other's members. That thing is no longer standing. Hey, General, you must the that thing is no longer existing, basically. Because we can't be in partnership. And I'm busy stealing the members of the ANC, and the ANC is busy. Members, they come and go. But top leadership, they are taking each other's top. So how can that be a partnership? It's a partnership built on hate. And anything built on hate will not last. Anything. So today I'm here to tell the ambassadors the GNU is going to last for 5 years. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to people that are angry because they are saying the GNU is going to last for 2 years. The problem they are sitting with is if the ANC and the EFF was to form a government, they need me. They can't form a government without me and my votes and my seats. So I want to declare here that for the next 5 years, I'm not moving. And the ANC, as the majority party, the biggest party they represent, they lead us. And tomorrow or the year thereafter, we will lead maybe when we have the most. But I'm not a man that likes fiction. I like fact. Although sometimes it's uncomfortable, but the fact remains a fact. I want to tell the ANC members that are here, you are embarrassing us. Because in the history of the ANC, there's never been a president that served the full term. That is not right. Because you, the president of our country, I'm asking ANC members, let's change this thing. With this impression being created that we can't have a president to serve his full terms. There's never been one president in South Africa that served his full term. Let President Ramaphosa be the first president of our country to serve 2 full terms. We want stability, we want to move forward, and he is the glue that keeps us together. The ones that get angry, I know you had plans, but now those plans, just put it one side, let us build together, and let's build a great South Africa. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. To Zambia, thank you. Thank you for being home. The president of the PAC is in Zimbabwe. But the laugh is so much that they are saying, no, but you can't take him. He's one of us. He's one of us. And what I hear from that, it's the true love amongst people that come from the same continent. For them to say, you can't take him, he's ours. It shows that we were not just an unwelcome visitor. So I want to thank, this round, I want to thank the Zambians. I want to thank the Zimbabweans. I want to thank the president of Zambia. I want to thank the president of Zimbabwe on behalf of my president, President Cyril Ramaphosa. I want to thank you because we would not have been here if it wasn't for you. You played the most important role in this whole event today. And I want to say to you that we love you and help us to deal with these ones that's trying to bring and sully the relationship that we have. We are children of Africa. May God bless all of you, and I thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. Can I also take this opportunity to request the podium group to maybe, because we are doing, there's a transition now, and thank you very much, Minister, for a very moving speech, also touching on a very sensitive matter of repatriation and the significance of repatriation in bringing about closure, bringing about that catharsis to members of the families, as well as the relatives of the families. And I would also like to really thank Minister, because in most cases, when we are doing things of a very profound nature, in most cases, we are always reminded about budgets. Yes, it might be important, but the project that we have embarked upon is priceless. So thank you very much. And I would request Minister and the podium group to move to those chairs in front, because we have now a transition. There is now a new process where we will be introducing what we refer to as living human treasures. Living human treasures are those men and women in rural areas, urban areas, peri-urban areas, who have got rare skills. It could be skills in terms of healing. It could be skills in arts and crafts. It could be in indigenous music and indigenous performances. We took it upon ourselves as the department, on behalf of government, to ensure that we document the works of the living human treasures so that such work live for posterity, so that future generations will always have access to that work. And these are people who have not gone to universities, but who have acquired knowledge through their mothers and fathers, grandfathers and grandmothers, through their ancestors, through African systems of knowledge. So without any further waste of time, I will then call upon Mr. Dunisani Chabalala to do introduction of the living human treasures. And Thank you, Minister. So I would call upon Mr. Dunisani Shabalala to come and do the introduction of our living human treasures, and you will then just coordinate this part, Mr. Shabalala. Thank you.
Program Director, Honorable Minister, and Deputy Ministers in our midst, ambassadors, all protocol observed. My responsibility is very easy and straightforward. It is to introduce the living human treasures. This program is an ongoing program that we have been doing as a department as part of implementing the policy on intangible living heritage. So far, we have published about 22 books, and for the first time this year, we are so proud that these books are available on the online platforms like the Amazon, Apple books, etc., etc. And we are advising you, as the members, that as you buy these books, we know that some of you may not know that our Honorable Minister has also published a couple of books. As you are, sifting through those online platforms, you will find the books of these 5 living human treasures, and the other books, as we indicated, that there are 22, alongside the books of the Honorable Minister. These books range in price from 168 Rand to about 195 Rand. The good thing is that the proceeds of these books, they go straight to the living human treasures. So the money does not come to the department. So as you buy, you must know that you are contributing to the livelihood of these living human treasures. So these living human treasures come from 5 provinces. They come from Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape, Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, and the Western Cape province. Without any waste of time, I will start with Mr. Thembinkosi Nketo. He is a herbal practitioner who heals using African natural medicine. He specializes in ibekelo, izifo, samathambo, umto waphukileyo, and idliso. He also fixes fractures and broken bones in animals and human beings. Mr. Nketo is 76 years old. He is a bone setter and a specialist in traditional healing. He is a member of the African Natural Medicine Association, staying in Kumbu, Eastern Cape, near Mthatha. Mr. Nketo. Let's put our hand together. Yeah, they're saying for the light, Honorable Minister, if you can come to the front. Do we have another microphone? Do we have another microphone from the back?
To learn about the herbs that are able to heal people.
Uba waphukile. Sozangamile.
If someone has a broken leg or a broken arm, there's no way that person cannot be healed.
Andixilongi. Uxilonga ugqirha.
So he doesn't use any Western form of investigating where the fracture is, but that gets done by the doctors, medical doctors.
Insuku zine. Well, yes.
Just 4 days. Gives you 4 days.
Sozungalali.
And there's no way that you won't be able
Uthuthunjelwa zinhlungu.
feeling pain, but you are able to just
Ngiyaweldela ngesixhosa.
He's a born welder.
Umuntu. Salukuhlupheka sikhona. Nibe nijuka imilenze nifakwe imithi. Jona ugqirha basikhaba basifuni.
Those who practice Western form of medicine
Ngoba
don't like them
asixilongi kuxilonga ugqirha.
because they do not investigate the fracture or whatever, but it's the doctors who do that.
Ngiyamphindisa umuntu.
He's able to, if you can finish the sentence.
Ngiyamphindisa umuntu xa ethuthunjelwa engapholi. Ngiyawendela.
He actually heals people if they're broken legs and if they are not healing and they are feeling the pain.
Uqumbi ikhaya.
He comes from Kumbu.
Kuthemba inkosi igama.
The name is Tembinkosi.
Ungakhangela ngikhathana nobugugu umqolo.
Even if your backbone has been affected, it can come and deal with that.
Abelimele ngeCovid bendwanyanga kule nyanga.
Those who were just going through COVID, he was able to help some of them.
Umuntu xa ndimnikeza ndithatha inamba yefoni yakhe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You've heard. Baba, just translate for him.
Yes.
I'm going to take him to the Springbok team for when they get injured.
Uthi-ke, uthi uminister uzokuthatha akuse kwi-Springbok team ukuze ukuthi mangabe bephuka ube khona uzobasiza.
Ngingavuya.
Yebo baba. Wawelda. Hey! Thank you. Siyabonga baba.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. The second one is Umama Ugogo Jetizulu. She is from Mtubatuba, Umhlabiyalingana from KZN. She is a weaver doing a unique sleeping mats, table runners with placemats, decorative mats with geometric designs. She has been taught the skill by a family member. Ladies and gentlemen, Gogo Jeti Zulu.
Ngiyabonga ukuba lapha phakathi komkhandlu kaNkuluNkulu.
She's thanking all of you to be here and yeah.
Engikwenzayo ngiphilisa ukuphila wami ngomsebenzi wezandla.
She's saying she's eking a livelihood through crafts work.
Ngiyacela ukuthi uqhubeke nokubafundisa nabantwana bethu.
She is requesting that she be empowered to transmit this knowledge to the young ones.
Ngiyacela basiphilele abantwana bethu bangabulawa yihunga.
She is praying that the young ones do not get involved in drugs and alcohol and get destroyed.
Ngoba lokho kwenza bangahlali ukunaka ukuphila kwabo.
Because that takes their focus away from eking out a livelihood themselves.
Ngiyabonga emkhosini kaNkuluNkulu ukusiphilisa sonke sesingaka namhlanje ngokumhlonipha uNkuluNkulu.
She is thankful that she has been able to live for such a long time. It's because of her respect to God.
Namhlanje uno 94 weminyaka.
She is 94 years old as we speak.
Ngiyabonga makhosi na.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Don't move.
The next one is Masofi Nosiki Mahlangu.
Baba.
We may need an interpreter for Isindebele from amongst us quickly. She is a musician, master beadworker, painter, artist, the winner of the Inibos National Craft Awards 2020 in the beading category. She is based in the village of Gamorwa in Kwandebele, Mpumalanga. She sells beaded artworks in a cooperative, Nomhle Kabo Craft Africa. Our clientele consists of locals who purchase beadworks for local ceremonial using and visiting tourists. She learned the beading work crafts from her mother. Mahlangu says she stays close to her mother, who would make ceremonial outfit in the night due to friendly competition with her peers. It was common in those days to work by candlelight in secret so that you could show up your peers with exquisite beadwork on various outfits. Ladies and gentlemen, Masofi Mahlangu.
Siyathokoza nginlochisa nonke sitshaba esikhona lapha sonke nabo hulumende ngilochisa bonke bukhosi bonke ngiyabalochisa.
We greet everyone and all the government and all the kings that are here and the monarchies.
Mina nginguSofi Mahlangu la kwethu ngumsoziswa Sofi Mahlangu owaziwa kuthi nguNosinki.
Myself, my name is Msoziswa Sofi Mahlangu, the one that is known as Nosinki.
Ngiyathokoza namhlanje si.
I'm so grateful today.
Bengingazi ukuthi nami namhlanje ngizaba kuleli zinga.
I didn't know that today I'll be on this level to be awarded.
Uyazi ukuthi ngingathi nje walalela wahlonipha.
I can say if you listen and you respect
Wazehlisa.
and you become humble, to everyone you must be humble.
Ungathathele phasi abanye abantu.
Don't undermine other people.
Kuthi indro zakho ziyokhamba kuhle.
Your things will go very well.
Uyazi nangithi ngiyakhumbula mina ngimntazana umntazana ngi-1 ngakwethu.
When I remember well, I'm the only girl at home.
Vedere besana.
The others are the boys and the brothers.
Maruma zanga ngitefisa athi umntana nami uyi-1.
But my mother never says I have the only girl child. I'll spoil her.
Kuthi ukuthi into ayenzako yonke bekangifaka ukuthi ngiyenze nangithoma uhlakanipha.
Everything that she was doing, she used to involve me when I started to become bright and clever.
Nome abereke emakhweni ngoba besakhe emaplasini sakhile emakhweni sakhela amakhuwa. Nakabereka lapho iplasi bengikhamba naye ngiyomhelebha lapho.
Even when she works in the plus for the white people in the bush, I used to go in and assist her and work with her in the farm.
And awuqala ukuthi yahola lapho bagcine bangicatsha ngokubona ukuthi ngiyalalela ngenza njani bangicatsha.
You don't look at it that you get payment, but they hired me because of they see that I can listen and I'm very dedicated to my work.
Mara imali bengihola lapha ngiyazi vele ngizange ngayiphatha ngezandla zami.
The money that I used to earn there, I never got there. I never seen it. I don't know it, but I used to work for it.
Ngiyathokoza uhulumende namhlanje sengikuleli izinga bengithi noma ngifundisa abantu ukuphothela ngoba noma wangifundisa nokugwala nokwenzani ngingazi ukuthi ngiza kufika la.
Thank you to the government for them giving me an opportunity. When I was teaching people to do craft work on beading, I didn't know that I'll be on this level.
Ngithabatsha abaziphathe kuhle.
The youth, they must hold themselves very great. They will be
Siyathokoza.
successful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The second last living human treasure is Oma Miriam September. She is an elder from the Western Cape province. She specializes in beaded work like necklaces, earrings, key holders, and beaded hats. She has been taught by family members to do this work that I've already mentioned. She has been doing her work since she was young and is still doing the work until to date. Ladies and gentlemen, Oma Miriam September.
Goedemiddag.
Good afternoon.
My naam is Mariam September.
My name is Miriam September.
Ek bly in Kairicha, Harare, Cape Town.
Ek bly in Kalicha, Harare, Cape Town. I stay there, I'm talking.
Ek is baie bly en hartseer om hier te staan want ek het nie gedink my werk is so goed en so mooi in die mense se oë en
Let me just tell. I am very happy to be here. I'm also very sad because I never knew that my work in the eyes of people are so important and is so appreciative.
maar vandag sien ek my werk is baie belangrik en my mense hou baie van my werk.
But today I can see my work is very important and the people truly love my work.
En wat ek nog wil sê is ek wil baie dankie sê vir Luyanda. Hy is in die Kaap en ek dink hy het terug.
She also wants to thank Luyanda, he's in Cape Town.
Want as ek met vir hom geken het, leer ken het, dan het ek vandag hier gestaan. Is ter wille van hom wat ek vandag hier staan. Ek sê baie dankie vir Luyanda.
If I never met him or I never knew about him, I would never have stood here today. Because I met him and I knew him, I'm standing here today and I want to say thank you to Luyanda.
En wat ek nog wil sê is, ek wil baie dankie sê vir 'n ou vrou wat my geleer het, sy is in die familie in. Ouma Mabona. En sy is nie meer daar nie, sy lewe nie meer daar nie. Maar
I also want to thank Oma Mabona, grandmother Mabona, because she's no longer alive, but she's the one that taught me. And she's no longer with us, but I would like to thank her.
en ek wil dankie sê vir my familie en my vriende wat my bygestaan het terwyl ek hierdie interview gevat het by die huis. Hulle het my bygestaan van die begin en tot die laaste en daar staan Mandisa ook. Sy is nog steeds saam met my. Mandi.
I just want to thank my family that stood by me during the interviews. They were always there helping me. There stands Mandi, ne? Mandisa is also here. Mandisa, wait for the people. That's Mandisa.
Baie dankie. Dis baie bly. Baie dankie.
She says thank you very much. She's very, very happy.
The last one is Me Makobela Mayimela. As she's moving towards this side, we also request someone who knows Kilobedu. Oh, yeah, we already have an interpreter there.
They don't even know if I know Kirubedi.
She was born at Haramu Tsinyadi community, which falls under Mopani district of the Limpopo province. Me Makobela, who is 76 years old, made an income by sewing balobedu and pedicultural clothes. As a child, Me Makobela was a big fan of traditional music. At an early age, she joined the local women in the community who participated in Dinaka, which is one of the traditional dances of the Balobedu people and common to all other South African cultures, such as Vavenda and Vatsonga. Ladies and gentlemen, Me Makobela Maimela.
Yeah. Good day.
Ya lelo shaka muga.
I greet you all.
Nagbulo ba alba naga wala bana mirugwa bana ba kreshe. Inaga jewe samana ba ngwana ga skola le ngwana ga udu ba bi kito dal maga ga to lega muga.
I make alcohol, I make beads as well as teach school children. Last part, she was first.
Oh. Bila pas bila ulimu. Oh. Ito pai lagara gitu lah kalau batu balu baba ulu ko sao. Oh ber ke daga bukwa dore na tole lu la tali pile kale la raga ba tsuka la askono bala lu ngwa.
Yeah, she's saying she's not educated and she cannot read, therefore she's not used to public speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to ask that the minister takes a group photo with all the living human treasures before we finish, and this program of handing over to the living human treasures will be done, and I will hand over back to the program director, Ubabndima. Thank you so much.
I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, maybe Babandima, if you can translate for them. On the end of next month, there's an exchange program happening between France and South Africa, where we're going to display the best of what we have, and they will display the best of what they have. And I want to make a commitment here today that all 5 people that you see here shall be on that plane to France. I will make sure of that personally. Mommy, I'm taking you to France with me. There are ADGs here. Chief of Staff, can you just rise? That was an instruction. Thank you very much. We are going to France. Thank you.
Minister, I didn't pick up the date.
The Chief of Staff will give us the date.
Okay.
But they must go there with the person helping them. So they'll take one person with them. Because if we're going to display our best, show me who's better than what you have here. Yeah, we don't want friends to go and connections. These are the best of the best. So let the best of the best go. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister, ubethike uminister uzonthatha niyele eFrance. Nizoyithola ke date. Nizohamba ngemfly machine. Niyele phesheya. Nihlale kahle lapha nitshengisa imisebenzi yenu emihle.
Singathokoza khulu.
Khulu.
The group picture, but tell me picture.
Group picture.
Yes, a group picture
Mandisa,
with the
you
minister.
come.
Thank you very much. Now, before I call upon Dr. Jane Mufamadi to give us the vote of thanks, I just need to make an announcement that when we leave here, the minister has requested that he would like to go and have lunch with the ambassadors at the venue holding room, where there is a holding room. But of course, there will be other venues for lunch, but there's that special request that the minister has made to have the ambassadors with him when we leave here. So before I leave here, then can I call upon Dr. Mufamadi to then do the vote of thanks? Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director, our Minister, Honorable Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Minister Gayton Mackenzie. I would also like to acknowledge Minister of Defense and Military Veterans, Mama Angie Mutseha, and the Deputy Ministers, Deputy Minister Klope and Deputy Minister General Holomisa. I would like to acknowledge the MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture and Recreation, Free State, the Dean of African Ambassadors, Ambassador Nzapayeke, our High Commissioner for Zambia, whom we are twinned, especially for today as well. Ambassadors, High Commissioners, members of the Diplomatic Corps. I would like to acknowledge the Khoisan commissioners who are here amongst us. I would like to acknowledge the chairpersons of the DSEC entities who are here in their large numbers and the CEOs of the entities. I would like to acknowledge our national human living treasures. Minister, one of our late stalwarts who the department honored last year, Mama Grace Masuku, unfortunately she passed on, taught me a valuable lesson about being educated and going to school, where she said that having a degree and a PhD like I have, it's called going to school. Being educated is when you are able to translate what you have learned to make a difference in your communities. And these living human treasures are educated. These are our professors. And it's indeed a special honor to have them amongst us today. I would like to acknowledge our military veterans and also the families whose family remains will be coming back, and whom we will be also having the reception here at Freedom Park, if I'm not mistaken, on the 27th of September, as we receive, after we have received the remains, to acknowledge, because Minister, the names of those who are being brought back are inscribed on the wall of names, which to date, my heritage and knowledge team tells me that we are now at 192,000. I always talk about 185,000 because that has been audited. So we're still auditing the additional numbers on the wall. And as Mr. Pemba says when he was here on behalf of the veterans, this is the home of all South Africans, where we honor and acknowledge that the freedom we enjoy today was not free, that people had to die for us to congregate like we are today. We are really honored, and I would like to thank the leadership of the Freedom Park Council under Dr. Langa, and Prof. Satkupa is also here, that we have the privilege as Freedom Park to do this very important work. And we always often say when we have programs like this, Minister, that we believe it's necessary to open this wound, to clean it and bandage it so that it can heal properly. Because unless these programs like the exhumations and the return of the remains and the spiritual repatriations that comes with it is done, the families will never completely heal. And it's necessary, and we know it's a painful experience as they relive, as they learn, some for the first time, about what happened to their children or their loved ones. It's almost like it happened yesterday, but it is a necessary program that must be done. We're gathering here to celebrate our diverse cultural identities, our traditions, our customs, that makes us the South Africans that we are, a vibrant nation. Others would like to call us a rainbow nation. Our heritage is a tapestry woven from the threads of our collective past, and it is our responsibility to preserve it for the future. One leader that we have honored here at Freedom Park says that a people without knowledge of their origin, culture, and identity are like a tree without roots. We need to know where we come from so that we can better reflect on where we are today in the present and live a better future for the next generation. I want to extend a special heartfelt appreciation for you, Minister, for choosing Freedom Park as the venue for this launch. You would see that the theme that you have just launched fits hand in glove with the mandate of Freedom Park. But you will have realized that we still have a long journey, as you have articulated in your speech, to really bring what Mandela said, the dignity, to give and honor with all the dignity they deserve. Those who suffered pain, so we should experience the joy of freedom. And we also appreciate your collaborative effort with sister entities where you realize the commonalities of vision, of mandate, because that's how, as government, you make a maximal impact. And as we said again, these living treasures have shown that and are living to the African proverb that says, until the lion learns to write, the history of the hunt will glorify the hunter. They are sharing their stories and publishing in their own versions, how this knowledge came about and what needs to be done. And therefore, we want to thank all of you. My chairperson has invited all of you that if you are here for the first time, please make time, walk through the wall of names, learn about the history, the genocide of the Khoi and San that is reflected here. Learn about different forms of slavery and the pillars of the liberation struggle as we sustain this democracy that we have. I thank you.
Thank you very much, CEO, for those powerful words as you do the vote of thanks. And Minister, Deputy Ministers, this brings us to an end of this beautiful and very somber moment, and also exciting in the sense that we started with the heroes and heroines, which of course takes us down memory lane, reminds us of our painful past. But as we start introducing the living human treasures, that was kind of soothing. It just brought about that transition from pain to happiness. This brings us to an end of this. Thank you very much. Are going to usher in, as I did indicate, that the ambassadors, their colleagues there, who are going to be ushering the minister and the ambassadors, and all other dignitaries are going to also be taken to the specific areas where they will get refreshments. Thank you very much.